Hi, it's Jill from Jilly Bean Studio. Welcome to the channel where I share junk journaling and art journaling projects and ideas. In today's video, I'm going to do a couple journal with me sessions. One thing I'm going to do is put together the base and use this beautiful greeting card for a new little bundle journal. Now, you can sew in signatures if you want in this kind of journal, but it is also really easy to just use string or staples and glue. And I think that's the route I'm going to go in. And I'm going to use these big ol' envelopes. I got these as part of a craft kit as sort of the center signatures for the journal. And the main purpose, I think, is going to be memory keeping and collage and some of the holiday fun. So I've been collecting things. I usually leave a little pile on my desk. I have this little container going. There's paper bags in it, some scrappy bits, things like that. So we'll do that in a few minutes. But the first journal I want to share a little bit more of is this composition notebook. And I would say if you're looking for sort of a no stress, easy to go to journal, a composition notebook, I think is one of the easiest journals to start. And I'm going to share some pages in that today as well. But last but not least, I do have a free printable. These festive frames are in my Ko-fi app. And I've been having a lot of fun doodling and adding these to the composition notebook over the last week and a half. So I think that's that's the journal with me direction I'm headed in today. So I hope you come along. I also hope that if you're interested in the free printables, that you enjoy them in your journals as well. I'm going to get going here with these are the littlest of the frames. And depending how you print these out, you could even use them. I think they would be cute little postage stamps or just adding a word or a teeny tiny doodle. So in the composition notebook, I feel like I have really enjoyed stickers. And that to me is one of those things besides collage, I guess the idea of simply sticking things down, that just relaxes me. It's really a great form of self-care. And I don't know about you, what are the relaxing things? What are your go-tos in your journal? A second go-to for me is doodling. So I took a moment to show you my desktop from a little earlier session, and these are the Natalie Latte, I think I'm saying that right, stickers. And I would highly recommend if you're looking, you don't even want to open your journal on a particular day. You're to grab some index cards. Grab some of your favorite pens. These are acrylic pens. Do some random doodling and stick down a sticker or two. I found this over the last week to be the most fun. And then you have a nice little pile for when you go back to your journal. I'm grabbing these two today. And you can use them for a whole bunch of things. So I'll show you in a minute for pockets, for journaling cards. So for the Journal with Me session, I'm going to take some of these cards that I made earlier in the week by having a play with simple mark making and doodling. I did cut them with the pinking shears on the side just to add a little fun edge. And I'm thinking I might go with pockets today for these, but they're great journaling cards on the back. They're lined, and that could be a lot of fun too. So playing around a bit, seeing the layout that I like, grabbed a couple glues that were nearby, right? Whatever on the table. And I think I'm going to go with the idea on the left-hand side to make this little doodle card and sticker card a pocket. So how are you doing? What is the fun that you are enjoying in your journals? If you're new to journaling, I was mentioning earlier in the video, I think a composition notebook is a very easy go-to. I know in the beginning of my journaling practice, I used a composition notebook a bunch of different times, and now it's so fun to circle back to it. I will link in the description box below the video of how I started this one, but basically I think I counted, I took out and tore out some of the pages. I counted about 5 and then tore out the 6th page from the front and the back to kind of reduce the amount of pages, because a composition notebook there's a lot of real estate there. There's a lot you can add to the pages, which is fun, but sometimes also as a newer journaler, that can also maybe feel like too much. So of course you can add photos, collage, right? And lately, of course, the stickers have been my go-to, but also these backgrounds where you pick out some stencils that you like, and you can cover, like in this case, a double page spread really easily simply by stenciling a favorite pattern or something that you like. Getting the glue stick down. So here we are, friends, in the end of November. We have Thanksgiving coming up this week. I hope you have a wonderful one. I always have so much gratitude for hanging out in the junk and art journaling communities and all the sharing that goes on. And again, I hope if you like the cute little festive frames, if they work for you for doodle spots or notes, that you'll enjoy them. I always, in gratitude for our community, like to pop up some freebies in my Ko-fi app every couple months or so, and so I hope you do enjoy those. And then here, more doodling, some fun book pages and pockets, and a lot of ephemera tucked in from some purchases and a fun night out at a delicious pizza place. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you're enjoying, if you have any questions about composition notebooks. And moving on to the second really easy journal, I'm pulling out an example off my shelf from May. Do you do this? I do this often. If I've made a certain style journal, I pull it off and from the baskets and shelving and take a good look. Sit with a cup of coffee. So I also did that this week, and I really loved using envelopes and bags and cards, junk mail in that little bundle junk journal. And another part of this is that really you don't need to sew it at all. Glue, stapler, string. I mean, you can, of course, if you want. I think in that version, I did sew in one signature and then added all of the layers and things. Also, part of this idea is that not all of it needs to be secured in any way. You can just slip things in. Sometimes I would just put in an envelope or, well, yeah, usually an envelope or some packaging or some notes, or even a beautiful card like this one that I think is going to be the cover of the journal. So really, they're very flexible. I think what makes them, in my mind, a little bundle is that you wrap it up with some fun string or ribbon. And for me, the little bundle junk journals I think are most fun for my use is collaging and collecting. So I think I will collect some of the really pretty gift tags. I'm sure a few of the holiday cards, although I do think this is gonna kind of be on the small side. I don't think I'm gonna make it too much larger than this, but who knows. Some of the pretty ribbons. I don't know. Am I alone in this? I love gift tags. So I'm thinking a lot of gift tags could be glued or stapled in. How do you feel about gift tags? I just think sometimes they're so pretty and they get tossed out. They get thrown away. And you may be noticing on the left-hand side, the pretty green envelope, the flap is sort of, I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. If I want it part of the cover and flapping forward or back. So I'm gonna take care of that in a minute. But for now, I'm gonna get, well, hopefully I'll get this glue going, because this one is, I don't know if it's the weather, if, I don't know, or if it's a little, maybe I need to turn the heat on higher in the house. But it seems a little thick and goopy, this Fabri-Tac. Yeah, this is so cute. And fairies for all my journaling buddies who love their fairies. I do too. I think that's so sweet. Yeah, here I go. This is, I'm just gonna, I think, put this in back and maybe use that as a tuck spot. Playing around, gluing it down. So I hope this time of year you are finding time to relax. I know it can get busy for all of us. I hope that you're gentle with yourself and take some of the creative time wherever you can get it. I love to journal in 15 and 20 minutes here and there. And I often when I can, just leave all of my supplies out on a little table and go back and forth and sip a cup of coffee or tea and look at things, and yeah. Just let it be an open-ended process. No stress. Get to it when I can get to it. And also being kind to myself, making time to be creative. So I wish that for you as well during this busy season. And I think I'm in pretty good shape in terms of the base structure of this journal. All right, I think we have all the basics now. I like that. I love this card. So this one I hope you found helpful as an easy to do journal, and maybe you've done something similar before. I would love to know in the comments. Some of those flippy floppy envelope journals are kind of similar to this. I have a tuck spot here, a little pocket. I have the scrapbook paper, which will be really fun to collage on, and this other envelope that I decided to pull back the back flap for more of a tuck spot. I think that'll need a heavy book on it for a while. Okay, I think that's a wrap on 2 of these junk journals today. Thanks for coming along and journaling with me, and happy junk journaling to you.